So I'm just in the process of irrigating greenhouse here. It's going towards the end of the season for planting, even though we still have quite some seedlings. A lot of young life to be sprouted. And it looks like we are practicing the flow. Just when we started filming, the water stopped running and we had to readjust the flow. So let's take this as the intro to our story today, which is about reigniting the flow of higher dimensional energies in the given place. By the way, we are in the greenhouse that we made this season, so it's inspired partially by our old, which was down, Pleiadian starship, but this time we call the assistance and we lean to some of the Arcturian wisdom as well. So besides a very open up higher dimensional structure, we also have stability here. It's way more stable than the previous one with a firm structure, but I feel it also nicely captures the energy, even though the cupola is not entirely finished, but it works well for now. There's still some time before whale fully opens. Did I pronounce it right?
Depends on if you wanted to say whale or veil.
Whale.
Oh yeah, then.
Yeah, so it's still a space whale that I was calling in, but I want to say that the whale will open. Yeah, and we will go a little bit around to get the energy of the space. It was nice sunny, but it might be storm, or at least there is some wind coming. So there are new energies coming to the place, and yeah, I wanted to make short video before they actually land. So let me just irrigate beetroot and I will be right with you. We are not yet done in the greenhouse because we are also picking up stuff for our lunch. So yeah, it's a nice bowl of salad Anna is making. So how is for you greenhouse collection this year?
It's really nice. I really like this salads in spring and early summer, and we seem to have quite an abundance of this. And these nice ones that are soft, and these young greens, yeah, I really like this. But also the rest, but this still needs to grow more. So the brassicas, tomatoes. Looking forward to tomatoes.
Yeah, brassicas are already quite. We can eat some leaves.
Yeah.
But tomatoes are growing, but still 2 months, you know, like before they yield the fruit. We even tried to grow some sweet potatoes this year. From the root itself we are creating seedlings. That's how it goes. So here is the root, and then we take out those let's say shoots, thanks, and then we transplant them, and then they start growing roots here, and this will go in the field. And then we might dig out big sweet potatoes. So let's see how it works. This one is already ready to be transplanted out, but we will give them a little bit more time here. It's like the greenhouse is like a nurturing environment. It can compare to what cosmic embrace is for star souls. So it's a nurturing environment before they're ready to go out on the field, be exposed to the natural conditions of the earth, and do their work. So I will just take us first to the field, but we started to plant the field this week. You can see quite some of the plants. It's also already fenced, the inner part, because we want to keep the young seedlings for ourselves and have something else for deers. But yeah, quite some nice rows, and that's all already planted. We will see how much yield it will be, but it was quite joy working for it. I would say also George agrees. He came up. George, smile because you're on camera. You can also show that you have 3 legs. So you're a 3-legged George. Okay. Oh!
Yeah. He
Yeah.
wanted to show.
Thanks, George. And one of the things that I want to come to and catch on the camera is that this year we have many of these flowers, especially on the path up leading to the house, but even here in between the fields on the meadow. Feels like the meadow is for me how the earth smiles. So it seems that the land itself here is quite smiling, anticipating the arrival of new being that is soon to come. And yeah, maybe speaking of new beings, before we came to the young one that is coming, we have here some that are already here. So this is Feather, one of the mothers. We have 2 mothers this year hatching eggs. But here are the not so young, around 1-month-old beings. We have 9 of them, of young ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. And mother number 2, Kikiriki, which diligently still sits on 2 eggs. Or maybe there will be addition. Sorry, Kikiriki. Yeah, I know technology and humans wanted to have recorded. We left you for quite some while, and now here, there. Yeah, so these are our young beings here. And just to say, because our duck family keeps expanding, growing, maybe there is one more. I will be cautious not to disturb her too much. This is Whiskey, that also decided to sit now. So some of her eggs are under her, and she's maybe to become a mother. She started to get that feeling, sit on, protect the nest. Yeah, protection. So I would say that's a sign that we leave the eggs and the nest here for her, so she can continue with the job. Anna is the, I wouldn't say the mother, but at least the main assistant of the duck family, so all of the care, nice songs and food plus water is provided through her, and that's how she, that's my interpretation, how she's becoming trained to take care of another being.
Yeah, they're teaching me a lot.
So what are they? What have you learned so far?
Well, how to take care but let go at the same time, so not be attached to how I see what is safe for them or what is good for them, but let them guide, which I think is essential if you bring a child into the world, not to become this suffocating mother, but really let the soul develop and ground on their own. And yeah, dogs are constantly teaching me this, because I'm not their mother, you know, they have a mother, and I can give them food, I can give them water, I can give them shelter, but how they eventually decide to move or to die or to live, that is up to them. And that's been quite strong. I get very attached to them, and because I love them so much, but yeah, it's been now second year of having ducklings, and really also with the adult ducks to really let them be and only do provide, let's say, the structure around them to be to a degree protective, because they're not wild, they cannot fly, they don't have the same instincts as a wild duck, so you have to do something. And yeah, but to find that balance between authentic caretaking and providing freedom at the same time.
Thanks. On providing freedom and like letting go of the attachment of your children, would you share what's happening with the first mother, the mother of last year, the duck we call Regina? What's happening with her recently?
Yeah, she seems to be now on a process of, I don't know what exactly, but she is more on her own. So instead of being constantly with the flock and probably still being in a mother role, because she's essentially the grandmother or mother of everyone else around, she's now going on her own to the creek every day, and she tries to get some of them still along with her, but they don't want to. So the rest of them are perfectly happy to just be here where they were born and raised. But she seems to be restless and wanting to go out into the world, even if it means being on her own, because it's like ducks are very strong flock animals, but it doesn't matter to her that she's, unless she meets, I don't know, maybe she's meeting with some wild ducks down there, or she finds other company, but it seems like she's on her own. And yeah, it's some process of I don't know, I think it's integrating Divine Mother in some way, and that is reflected through her leaving the space or finding her own way in the flow of the creek.
Yeah, thanks. And that's interesting for me to observe and be part as well. He said integrating Divine Mother, and yeah, I heard that there are some wild ducks in the creek, so I see this also as the process of let's call it dehybridization. So if the ducks were breeded to be more adapted to be like a herd animals, you know, but it's as if part of her is remembering more wild part,
yeah,
so to say.
They're always herd animals, but yeah, to be more, I would say, not so bound to one space. I see that these ducks are really like, okay, here I'm born, this is my house, and she comes from somewhere else, so she remembers a different place where she comes from. But that, yeah, it's maybe the process of reuniting with Deva, which already we encountered earlier this year, but that she remembers more of how to be wild.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for bringing some of that grandmother energy. Grandmother, metaphorically speaking for us, coming from the stars. And through this flower field, I don't know how they are called, we call them in Ivanshchice, but you could see everywhere around, left, right, and here we have also apples, raspberries planted in between, yeah, now it's like just walking in this field of flowers, and they're here for weeks already, so they stay for quite some while, and yeah, it just feels very welcoming to me. But I feel I would be taking us to the house right now, because we spent some time lately to prepare a little bit, as much as one can and feels right, for a new human being that will be joining us. So also I'm pretty sure her energy influenced and wanted us to yeah, prepare a space a little bit. Yeah. So there is a piece of furniture, maybe we looked at it from the other way, that is soon to be integrated in the house. But you can see the aliveness here also with all of the greenery, with now herbs, plants starting. I would say it's so nice. Also here, if you look, that's not planted, but just that wild strawberries that are growing here in front of the house. So yeah, just a very naturally created harmonious place. Enjoy. Yeah, I see now as I'm behind the camera really how the greenery took over in the forest in last days, weeks. So it's a proper forest house, one can say. And the doors are open, so as if they've been anticipating us, or it's just the wind. We even made the entrance, check, big pine trees.
Some nice crystals in.
Yeah, crystals will be shining when we polish it. But we've been polishing the inside. The northern wall is still being developed. I just wish to share that oak spirit. Anyhow, we have here oaks as the main pillars of the house. You can see here one outside, but one neighboring one, not from the house but close by, that broke in the storm. So we use that oak wood for the floor. So we have here oak spirit. And what I was showing from the outside, so it still needs a mattress, but it's a new piece of for babies, for changing diapers, that is soon to come inside. We are still keeping it spacious now. What would you say? How do you feel about changed energy, or what wants to come in, happen here?
Yeah, it's very nice. For me, the transformation of energy it felt necessary, not just, energetically, but then also physically, to welcome the new energy of the baby. And also for me, for us, it's nice that the house is refreshed. It's already, it's a completely natural and self-built by Miha. And I don't know how old it is right now. Is it 7 years or something?
2019. It will be in summer. No, it's it's going in the 7th season.
So it's quite a house like this just needs to be. You need to use it all the time, but also refresh it. So I feel like this was quite necessary to keep it alive, and it is alive, but nature also, because it's like the house is part of nature, and then nature just constantly renews itself, and if you don't actively upkeep the house or clean it and use it, then nature just takes it back, so to say. So it was necessary to refresh here and there, and it's really nice right now. I really like it. The floor is polished, the new part with the oaks, and some paint and new clay here and there. So it feels very, the aliveness is back, so to say.
Yeah, what I wish to say, or just to add to it, it's a living house, which goes, in my eyes, in contradiction to all of the building architecture principles of how people do it. Mm-hmm. Because we are not, I would say we're not making sustainable house in terms of this will last for how longer, but it changes with season, it breathes. And I was wondering now as you shared, like, I guess I made, and you now we are making this house as you would like it to be, I guess, if you were a child, So it's a little bit for the children in us. Mm-hmm. So we will see what she likes. I always said that I will help the child build a house as soon as she starts walking, if she wants so. Or maybe we will even leave this house to her and then move to some other around. But they're just to welcome, prepare a space that feels right for us, and then welcome other being in. Maybe you can tell me, because I'm also wondering this, or even playing, what is the role of crystals in all of it, or of different stones? We have some there, some there, some there, or that nice snail house, a spiral.
For me, they seem always to be able to hold higher dimensional frequencies within an elemental structure. So yeah, most of them are found underground in rock formations, which is of course the deepest, yeah, the deeper layers of the earth. But if you look at this labradorite, for example, especially when the light reflects into it, it seems like you're looking at the cosmos. You're looking at a, yeah, like a cosmic cloud. So it feels like different. I mean, there are so many different types, but they always hold some elemental frequencies as the base, which then makes it able to hold higher dimensional frequencies. And not all of them, like I don't know where this comes from, but
This comes from our creek. That's just a
yeah,
creek
yeah.
stone. So here from the space.
yeah, so this then for me is more like a very grounding stone, but it's then it has a water element because it's softened by the water, but this is a very grounding earthly stone. And yeah, they have all, I mean, I can write a book about it. Which has been
Obsidians are
done, so-
volcanic.
Yeah, exactly. So this is then for me some fire dragon that is captured within that structure. Glass, it became glass with ashes in it. Yeah, there's so much. It's too many different things that are captured in different stones to say this shortly, but it's always fascinating to me, crystals and what they hold. And they really enhance a space, a room, like a place outside. They really bring something unique. So yeah, they became quite an integrated part of every space here, I would say.
Yeah, thanks. And I'm like, it looks to me very natural, you know, like
Yeah.
you don't always pay attention, we know it's there, but yeah, so what I'm hearing is that they are actually an anchor for different energies and also a blend, a bridge for then different types of beings, of energies that are here. So what I feel to share just personally as we were filming, I recall that this stone actually was one of the signs, which I didn't know at the point, that guided us to Madagascar, to this journey. I got it in England, in Avebury, but I saw its origin was Madagascar. And then some months later, in this autumn, we went to Madagascar, and on that journey it was also, which I also didn't know at the point, but I received a name, and the name seems to be a name of the soul of our child soon to be coming. Yeah, so then to such a like, as you said, cosmic map. Let's just walk then here around, fulfilling the meadow, and the grass is tall. But one thing that I want to emphasize or just like point out is that we're creating also a sense of food forest here. So with different trees planted around. These are soon to be raspberries, plum tree, actually mirabelle, yeah. Yeah, so just to witness the transition of the place that is happening here. And interestingly, an apricot that was eaten by one of the shrews, so its roots were eaten and it looks like it wouldn't survive, but that's opening one of the key spots here. So I'm curious what we are going to replant here. I actually wanted to ask you, now being here for some years, what changed for you since being here, or your perception of the living space?
I think one big thing is that the focus of the place went way more up. So there's kind of like a downhill part and an uphill part. So I see that there's way more aliveness that came to the upper part. In front of our house, around with the duck sun tower that was built.
Just to say, also sanctuary is up.
Yeah, of
built.
course, the sanctuary. How can I not mention this one first? Sorry. Yeah, so this. Yeah, I think that is really the biggest part. So that's which is then also interestingly further away from the neighbors, further away from the road. So it seems like there wants to be a more sheltered place up to harness the energies that are wanting to come in. And this brought then also over the years more abundance, you know, like all the bushes and trees that have been planted in the meantime. Like you already mentioned in the beginning, change of greenhouse. And it feels like it can harness more of the higher dimensional energy, so that's why it happened. It feels like the space wants to be a healing space or a self-realization space, and down was just not the right energy for this, so naturally everything went more up in the upward direction, and bring groundedness there through building, through work, through planting trees.
Yeah, so it feels to me like a transformation of that what you call lower place, lower space is happening simultaneously, but it is enabled by some of the energies activated, open, or becoming active on the higher part of the place.
Yeah, also the ducks that were initially sleeping down here are now up, so it all signals towards anchoring higher dimensional energies more easily in the space.
So as we are speaking of this transition, building a bridge, yeah, I want to mention one part that is not so obvious, but that's a composting place. So there are some piles. Here is like vermicompost for worms, behind is compost, but mostly nettles around. But that peat somehow symbolizes it. It's self-growing from the compost, and you can see how full it is. And this was also protected from the frost. Other peaches down the road doesn't bring so much fruits. It's still partial calls for some transformation.
I wasn't so conscious that it was so full.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
But yeah, just to give awareness to the beings here, working tirelessly just by their existence to keep transforming these energies and what they yield in the process as well. Maybe I can just say, and because there are works happening also on the road, that's not our intention, but it's the village that decided to build a pedestrian zone here, so from the bus stop all the way on the village, and there is now just some road work going on seems to be going on for weeks. So it's all part of transforming the lower landscape, so to say. This was
looks like a baby bird that fell from
baby that didn't make it. So what a sign, huh?
a baby crow or something. Look, I see here also.
Yeah, that's what I wish to call attention. So that is another. Also in front of the house, self-grown strawberries. Here for you, my dear.
Oh, thanks so much.
And also here the front yard of the old house starting to become a little bit more alive. The nice elderberry blooming. Even the garden in front of the tiny house, soon to be planted, it's already withered. So there is a progress. I know you cannot smell on the video, you more hear the road work, but it smells nice. Yeah, it looks like just nicely baked. What would you say?
Oh yeah, very good.
So, we will tune in back shortly. So I wish to include that food part as for the end. We actually felt to do this video, this report for us a little bit before, and we truly welcome a new being in our space, in our life, and in our work. Because it's clear that the new soul that is coming is deeply intertwined with field. She was with us already in Jordan, doing the field work around. She's with us present in the sanctuary. So yeah, that's just as an addition to all that we are already. But nevertheless, it feels right to share a little bit from the personal process and what we are doing here. Because I would say to people interested in the work of Cosmic Embrace, and especially those that now have been part of this work for some time, for some years, I would say, it's starting to go deep, or it's going deep. Of course, always depends on the individual process, but part of this work is to really assist people in remembering who they are on the deepest level. So to awaken the multidimensionality of the soul, to remember yourself beyond that physical density dimension, and in whichever way, feeling, knowing, sensing of yourself beyond this 3D world. But nevertheless, what I really feel is important is to keep all of these processes grounded. It's not just about the work that we do on the sanctuary events or online, but it's how it's being lived. So that's what I feel me and Hannah are offering here, like just a short window into our personal lives, how we are bringing this forward, how we are following our dreams, desires. And it's definitely not for everyone the same. I know not all of the people are guided towards creating a forest space and living in this way, but that's what feels right for us in this moment. It might change, but that's a process for me of last 10 years of dedicating my energy and my being here, and I would say that's how Cosmic Embrace is supported as the land-based project as well, as something that is real, that is home for us here on Earth, at least in this moment. And yeah, this just feels to be shared, or at least given a window, so that people can relate and really feel what this is about for you. And I hope this can inspire you to go for your dreams, go for what really calls you. And know that you have to be creative on the way, that the changes will be invited every single step, but nevertheless, follow your destiny. Cheers to this!
Na zdrowie.
Na zdrowie.